I have to change my session plan, won't I? Bloody hell, Jesus. Has he gone, has he? Has he gone? Oh,
Apparently,
wow.
yes.
Oh, right, okay. Oh, right, yeah, nah. Joking aside, listen, it's one of those last few days. Let's rewind it. I think I like to be honest with supporters, so let's rewind it. Let's rewind the situation to this summer. Okay, so we find ourselves in the summer. I didn't personally think we'd be able to keep hold of Matty Taylor. However, as it happens, I think about 80% of League One clubs had made Matthew Taylor an offer. Okay, so but no Championship club. So Matthew's mindset, he wanted to play at the highest level possible. Understand that from a player's perspective. However, we managed to sign Matthew Taylor. Okay. However, there had to be a release clause in the contract, otherwise Matthew Taylor would not have signed. That is the footballing world when you're dealing with a striker that scored a lot of goals. So, not an ideal situation to get somebody on a release clause, but I made the decision to do that because I believed Matt Taylor could score goals in League One. And as we can see, he has. All right, okay, so on the downside of that is we're going to lose a player for free. As it happens, we've got a good few quid for him. So, ideally, not lying, we obviously wouldn't have liked him to have gone to our rivals in the city, but they're fighting a relegation spot. You can see why managers try and sign loads of players to get themselves out of mess. You know, they're a club that's desperate to try and stay in the Championship at the minute. And so they'll look at it as a good bargain. And people will be asking me why I said a few weeks ago about the 10 million thing. Why did I mention that? Because in my own mindset, I thought there was every chance of us losing Taylor in January. And what then you want to create is you want to create the best opportunity to get the most money because it is a minimum release clause. However, there was only one Championship team in for Matty Taylor, because I know that, because I speak to loads of Championship managers. And that's where he's ended up. So we thank him for his efforts. We move on. I hope that's cleared a lot of situations up. And what I will say is that if we rewind it again to the summer, I brought Luke James into this football club to be a replacement for Matty Taylor. I thought I was going to lose. Now, Luke James has not had an opportunity to do because Matthew Taylor's done quite well. I mean a fair opportunity, not 20 minutes here, the odd game here in a mixed team. So he'll get the opportunity to show why I brought him into the club. And we've also got other options in front. So that's why I haven't panicked and paid over the odds for a striker that's not worth it. Albeit I would have liked to have brought one in to sort of push for that place, but I also wanted to give Luke an opportunity as well. The value of the two that I went in for didn't meet the value what I thought they were, and that's normally the case in January, to be honest with you. People get carried away, agents want a massive slice of the pie, and sometimes I've worked with these boys, I know what these are about, and we move on as a club. So contrary to what many people think, I lost not 1 ounce of sleep from it.
Yeah. And to clarify, there's nothing you could have done to have kept him because of that release clause.
Listen, let me put it in another perspective. Loyalty in football, not much of it. So let's get that straight, okay? So you're a radio presenter, okay? Well, you go and work your same job for another radio station, and they're going to treble your wages. Is your loyalty with Radio Bristol?
Probably
no, I'll
not,
answer
Darrell.
no, exactly. So footballers, players see it as a job. I'm not saying all of them, and loyalty goes out the question when he's probably trebled his wages and probably secured his future for life. Now, it's a difficult pill for me supporters to swallow. It's a difficult pill for me to swallow, but it's a pill that has to be swallowed because that's the footballing world. That's the fact of the matter. Okay, so that's the game. We move on from it. Our supporters are absolutely fantastic. They'll be hurting a little bit at the minute, but I'd like to think I've earned the trust. I like to think that they'll get behind the team for the rest of the season, and let's go and enjoy the last 17 games, and let's see how far these boys can go this season. See if we can keep, surprising quite a few teams.
And is it the fact he's joined Bristol City that's why a lot of supporters are hurting?
Yeah, of course it comes into it. Yeah, that's obvious. In an ideal world, I wouldn't, not want to always be honest, like I always am. Ideally, we wouldn't have particularly wanted him to go to our rivals in the city. But like I say, they're fighting for their lives, aren't they, at the minute? So they've seen that as a potential to bring in a striker that's proven in the lower levels. He's got to prove it at Championship, and I know the reason why there was only one Championship club in for him. But them reasons I'll keep to myself.
And how close were you to replacing Matty Taylor on transfer deadline day?
Well, listen, it was always a case that I was looking at one or two before this happened, to be honest with you, because I'm always looking to strengthen the team. So, and not just in that area of the pitch. However, it didn't go. But what I have to weigh up is listen, we're never going to be a top 6 League One budget. It's never going to be the case. Do you know what I mean? Not until we get the infrastructure right and getting revenue streams everywhere, which is key, by the way, the infrastructure that I keep touching on. So the players that I went in for whatever reason, don't really want to go into too much detail, didn't come off.
And I think a lot of Rovers fans listening to this will be happy, Darrell. You're being positive. They were wondering if you are happy with what's happened over the last few days.
Listen, right. Since I've been a manager, I've always produced 20-man goal scorers. There's a reason behind that. It's not a magic wand. I like to play attacking football. I like to play 2 up top. And I give goal scorers the opportunity to be goal scorers, centre forwards. So we're a team that creates chances. We've never ever been a one-man team, ever. And we have players in our side that are capable of A, creating chances, and B, scoring chances. So for me, I wake up every day in a positive mindset. My glass tries to be. I have my down moments, especially after games when we haven't done so well. But I'm a half full glass sort of person, and I believe in what I do, what my staff do, and I believe in my group of players. And we'll keep trying to surprise in teams this year after, like say, a couple of promotions.
Opportunity knocks for Luke James.
It is. It's an opportunity, but if you rewind it 2.5 years, when Matty Taylor was first with us, I don't think he scored in the first 10 games, James, did he? I don't think he scored.
The Alfreton game, yeah.
So he didn't score, so everybody wanted him out of the team, didn't they? But Luke James will get himself in goal-scoring opportunities without a shadow of doubt. And he will have opportunities to score goals. We'll see if he can put them in the back of the net. But what he will be, he'll be a fantastic work ethic team player. And he'll give everything for the football club. And that's what I always ask of my players, to put pride in the shirt, to give everything they can. And we'll try and play entertaining football on the eye and try and win football games.
Is Jermaine Easter an option this season?
No, as it stands, I've made my decision on that. People was thinking, will I be re-looking at it? I have to build a football club. I have to somehow, because this is what I want to do, is somehow try and get us out of this league. Now that is going to be very easier said than done, like I say, because we're never going to be able to match where some clubs are at the level they're at, with the finances they're at. So I have to find ways of doing it, and sometimes there's decisions to be made. We've got Jamie Lucas to step up, we've got Luke James to come in, I've got Gaffney, I've got Harrison, I've got Bowden that can play up front. So as it stands at the minute, I like to think that I would never cut my nose to spite my face, first and foremost. So I'm never going to say never while he's at the club, because that's where it is. But as at the minute, he's not part of my first team plans. But I'm a manager. I can change my mind at any given moment, because that's the way I roll.
And is your strong weaker for losing Matty, or is it stronger because you did sign some defenders in the transfer window?
Yeah, we've increased that. We've got a new sign. I don't know if has it been announced. We've got a new sign being announced to add competition in my back four this morning. It's not been rocket science, has it? That we've got to improve our defensive side of the game, the last 17 games of the season, while still creating chances to win football matches. So that's been a key area that we've tried to develop, tried to strengthen. And like I say, we've got a lad to come in now who's an experienced lad, a little bit different to what we've got, to come in at left back to push Brownie, to make sure that we've got competition at the left back slot. And we'll see how things go, and we'll see how the boys finish in the last 17 games.
I'll steal a phrase from you, Darrell. Today's news is tomorrow's chip paper. You'll go to Rochdale on Saturday.
Very much so.
With a win, just get a sense of normality at the football club.
I'm normal anyway. Listen, football, man, it's everything gets chucked your way, doesn't it? Do you know what I mean? It's how you deal with it. And a lot of times you can be worrying about things that you can have no control over. I can't control that now. What I can control is my team, preparing my team, working with a fantastic set of players, which is a fantastic spirit in there, to try and win a football match up at Rochdale. That's what I'll be working hard on.
And looking at the league table, there isn't much to choose between Bristol Rovers and Rochdale this season.
Listen, we're in a fantastic position. We're really happy. We want to finish the last 17 games as high up the league as possible and see where it takes us. So we'll be assessing that. I'll be assessing my whole squad now from now to the summer and seeing how we do.
Thank you for a very good interview.
Cheers, thanks.